when we were going back from Rotterdam, I was talking to Jimmy, and he said they're gonna stick together. I mean, the season just started, but they know what mistakes they made, and they're gonna keep working on them. So
Yep.
they seemed like that loss didn't really affect them that much.
That's good to hear, at the very least.
Yeah. So a lot of stuns, pretty easy
Yeah.
Dota to play from what J.Storm has right now.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Double.
some slightly throwback stuff as well. Like the Grimstroke has not been popular for a while. I remember that there was even a point not too long ago where people were complaining about like, don't pick Grimstroke in my pubs because this hero has like a 44% win rate or something. But obviously
What
a
do
little
they
bit different.
say about Ember Spirit then?
I think that was another hero where people were like, "Don't pick this in my pubs. You're ruining my game by picking Ember." That hero has completely disappeared. One hero I'm surprised has not completely disappeared despite all the nerfs is Tiny. I don't really understand how Tiny is still around.
Somehow Tiny still get. I guess the flexibility that Tiny has can be played at multiple roles. All right, Gambit is back.
Man.
Gambit that we've seen.
Yeah, this is Gambit
the
stuff.
last season when they kind of invented the thing. Shadow Fiend with Guardian Greaves. They group up around his timing.
Was it always like the SF
the
Visage?
Presensora effects building, and then they push and just end the game.
10
Yeah.
seconds
What did you say?
Was it Gambit doing the SF Visage all the time?
5 seconds
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like their strat, basically. That's their go-to.
And even though you knew what they're gonna do, you couldn't counter it because they had the perfect timings. They take the Roche, group up, they have the pipe on Visage, they have the Shadow Fiend with Greaves, and then they just slowly siege your base.
Yeah. Are you worried at all about the Shadow Fiend pick here? Like, J.Storm do still have the last overall pick of the draft. So,
If it was some other team playing Shadow Fiend, I would be worried. But
Okay.
seeing a Gambit, they know how to play it, even though they're different players. But still, I think FNG will lead them. And my opinion on Shadow Fiend is he's a garbage tier hero to start with.
10 seconds remaining.
But they can make it work. Like they have you can see
5
Chen
seconds
with the aura, healing aura, Jakiro with some tower damage. Shadowfiend will hit that level 15, and this is the timing that Gambit is looking for into this game.
if he loses enough games at the major, maybe he'll get even bigger buffs in the next patch.
Oh, fingers crossed that
Yeah.
Shadowfiend loses all the games.
Gambit are playing the long game here if they lose. They need to play their heroes now, lose at them, and then they get buffed, and then the rest of the year
Radiant
they're set.
team pick.
Until they get nerfed just before TI, and then it's trouble. But okay, Void makes it all the way to the end of the draft, and Gambit are like, okay, sure, why not? I hear this hero is good. Tell me about Faceless Void, Lacoste.
Well, Faceless Void has one of the worst scaling abilities in the game, but still, it's BKB piercing ability, your team fight, and if you can
10
play
seconds
around
remaining.
it, if you have some kind of a save, but which they don't
5
right
seconds
now,
remaining.
it's kind of tough. They have a lot of stuns though, but once Void gets a BKB, there's no way Void is dying.
Yeah, that's true. There's very little. There's hardly any instant disables either, right? Like you can BKB a Centaur Stomp potentially. Chaos Bolt's not really gonna get you, so should be pretty easy.
Yeah,
for
all these
Void.
abilities take some time to actually hit. Lena Stun, Reality Rift, man. This is the worst ability in Dota when you're trying to chase someone and
When you're
he's
getting
running
fogged.
into fog.
Yeah. And then you stop moving because you got fogged, and they like get further away, and then you're trying to.
So the only way to counter this is to either have Zeus in your team or
Or
you
Spectre.
have two you have two observer wards on CK. And then you plant one.
The strat. That's what you need. Okay,
So they need a good laner against Shadowfiend. Queen of Pain is banned out. That's a good ban.
if they
from,
want save from a
Gambit.
core, there's like OD. It's kind of the only option for a core with save, but I think it's a bit slow for their lineup. What else? I don't know. What are the classic like Shadow Fiend heroes? It's like TA, pretty good matchup. Okay.
I was thinking about that Prophet because they need some tower push and more team fight, but it's the other way around usually. If you see a dead Prophet and Shadowfiend is a decent counter, at least in the laning stage, because you can't rely on Spirit Siphon to heal you up. Otherwise, you're just gonna get triple raised and die.
Yeah, especially if you get these ganks coming in from the Earth Spirit, right? Like Earth Spirit is not a hero that we see a ton of these days, and I think we were having the conversation just a second ago about these like dumpster tier heroes. I think some people consider Earth Spirit to be in that boat, but this game it's looking pretty good. He's got some really easy ganks on this Death Prophet potentially.
No, they're gonna definitely need to rotate some of the heroes on mid to actually keep this Dead Prophet alive. Yeah. I mean, that's your last pick. You should have advantage over the enemy mid laner with your last pick.
I get, like you said, they had other holes that they needed to fill in the draft, right? I think that's...
I mean, you can't really siege with Lina, Grimstroke. CK doesn't deal any tower damage. It's only the Centaur with his Retaliate, but it's not reliable. You can't just stand there unless two people are dead. Otherwise, you're just going to get stunned and die.
Yeah, or you're going to get kicked into the base. Or something like that. So it's core Chen, again, this game. Position 3, right? It's ES4 and then Jakiro 5. So what do you think about core Chen? What's that about?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really convinced by it. Okay. But this is why we love Dota, because anything can happen. That's why you need to watch the pub games. Like, this is where new stuff is coming from. You try something different, you probably get a couple of reports because you're not playing the game as should be played. We're not League of Legends yet, thank God, but that's one of the reasons why I love Dota so much, because you can pretty much make anything work. Just try new stuff out, especially when the new patch is out.
Yeah. Thank you for your patience.
For your patience.
Smiley face. Right. It's just like...
Yeah, and Shadowfiend will start with Shadow Races level 1, which is the correct choice. Like, he has 42 damage. There's no clockwork in this game to get some extra souls at the start, so he can secure the range creep and the last hits. Might even need to bring more mangoes, only sitting at 2 mangoes at the moment.
Yeah, so he's just going to spam mangoes to get to his bottle and then just keep on spamming, right? I almost don't even feel, unless there are ganks, I don't even know how much Shadow Fiend is going to interact with the lane, right? We'll probably see a lot of just getting mana, clarities, spamming the jungle, come back, spam the wave for a little bit.
Yeah, like, that's exactly what he does. Like, he's not, maybe if he gets a haste rune, he can gank the side lane, otherwise he's just going to be clearing the mid wave and farming the jungle simultaneously.
30 seconds to
Oh man, Vampire has a really aggro setup to start with on the Earth Spirit. He's got the full Stout Shield and the Orb of Venom. He's going to have the healing from the Chen, so doesn't really need as much regen. I like this choice, actually.
4.1 per second with just Headress.
Okay.
Doesn't even have Divine Favor level 1.
Dream still wants one of these bounties here. It looks like he might actually be able to grab one. Sidesteps the stun as well. Oh, that was really nice. Makes his way up onto the high ground, and that is going to give Gambit a pretty good start. Yeah, they get 3 out of the 4 bounties.
Yes, I just did that.
And TP's back to the bottom lane. FNG will follow up.
Okay, so if either of them die now, that's pretty problematic, but I really doubt that they're going to die within the first minute of the game. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh, this is
Oh, they put CK on mid and the Death Prophet on the side lane because of the matchup.
Yeah, but also Chen just took the range creep at top. That's so weird, right? Like, I guess do they just want the lane to push immediately? Is that the plan? Like they want
to because of.
Explain it to me, Lacoste.
Well, to be honest, I'm the guy who's not gonna say some dumb stuff, so I'm just gonna say I don't know. I'll try to think why he did it.
No,
I didn't see enough Chen offlane to see what they're doing. Seen it.
Yeah, I feel like he's just using it to CS as well. Like, so maybe that's part of it. It's just having more damage. This is the worst Forge Spirit you've ever seen. But like, it's actually in comparison to Forge Spirit, it's not that bad. It's permanent. It's got more health, I think, for level 1.
Yeah, 1,000 HP creep. It's not that bad. I mean, the harassment coming out from him is really not significant, but for the last hit purposes, it's decent.
Okay, so Void's doing all right down bottom. FNG's already spammed through pretty much all of his mana. Dream's gonna take some more damage here, but always able to time walk back. This mid lane, 9 is actually putting a lot of damage onto GPK, and he's going in. 2-second stun. 9 wants this kill. I don't know if he can actually get it. GPK gets his bottle delivered, and now 9 needs to be a little bit careful. There's our level 2 raises coming in. Okay, well that was interesting. There's a Hasterin waiting at bottom. Don't know if either one of them is going to go and find that. Ooh, and here comes...
Keep him mid?
Yeah, here comes the rotation. Okay, so they pretty much need all 3 raises to land. That's 1. Oh, he didn't put down the rock. He didn't trust the roll. 9 was moving kind of erratically, so I can understand why he didn't go for it, but... Alright, Vampire reveals his position on the mid lane, and then just heads straight back towards top. This ward has become pretty popular, huh?
Yeah. CK was 9's one of the most played heroes. I remember his time in Team Spirit, the old one. Or was it Penta? I think it was Penta before that, where he was playing CK mid, rushes Hand of Midas, uses ulti every single time just to farm up the camps. I don't think he's going to do the same thing right now because he is... I mean, the meta kind of changed, and you will need to be a bit more active, and also his passive changed.
This first blood because I was trying to change the logo. Whoops. Alright, they got FNG at bottom. Dream almost got the turnaround. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm getting used to this, this new BTS software. It's really nice, but... Oh, action at top. Moves in a little bit of danger. Does have a salve. Just barely surviving. Okay. Sorry, buddy. I interrupted you there.
No, we're all good. So the bottom lane is a killer lane for J.Storm. The double stun, a lot of burst damage. They need to be careful. It's not that big of a deal that FNG died. He is level 3, has boots of speed, so he's good to go. Mid lane.
Yeah, 9 dropping pretty dang low. That haste is finally being picked up. Moose runs into FNG. He's got a double damage as well. This is a strong Lina, and FNG realizing that maybe he's bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. Moose just gonna run him down. At mid, they do finish off that CK kill. Did you see what happened there? Or was it just Earth Spirit just rolled in? Finished
He rolled in, missed the roll, came back, and he actually just died. Sometimes I think it's better to just die in this kind of a situation where you have no HP, no mana.
Yeah, that's true.
The dream combo, haste plus DD.
Yeah, that was very convenient. Okay, so Moose does head back to base. We're already pretty farmed on this Lina, to be honest. Boots and the full wand. We got bounty runes coming up in just a second. Brax wants to secure a couple down here at bottom if he can, but FNG's also in the area. He's got that 2 points up in the dual breath. And Brax, alright, just gonna realize what's going on. He's getting bashed up pretty heavily though. Dream thinking about this. Hasn't used the time walk, needs to be really careful about time walking forward. Moose is in the area.
Yeah, if he time walks, gets who stomped, he's dead with the follow-up from Lina. The problem is that this mid lane is not doing that great for J.Storm. He has a decent amount of CS, but they will need to rotate one more hero to kill the
they're
Shadow
looking for
Fiend,
GPK. They dragged him back in. Rotation from Fear. Do they actually have this? They need to land the stun. 9, another crit coming back off cooldown. FNG TPing in, gonna try to turn this. There's the slow, and now the turnaround from GPK. Just drops the 2 raises, able to tank that Dragon Slave easily.
Yeah, with Magic Wand, plus the Bracer. Man, Bracer is the best item in the game, no doubt about it. The extra magic resistance, the tankiness. He will pop the Shrine now.
Oh, now Moose.
Gonna stack. Oh, stacking for himself as well. Go on. What's happening with Moose?
Oh, well, they realized that there was nobody top, right? Because they saw both supports mid. So they tried to kill him, but he did manage to dodge the roll. So He's okay. The GPK, so what, he stacked for himself? Nice. Efficiency. That's what we like to see. Stun on
he
Dream
stacked
at bottom.
both of the camps.
Can he get out of here? He won't be able to. He's dead. Alright, too much chain stun and too many retaliate stacks. I don't know when they... I guess when he was just hitting him earlier for the rune, he gave him the max stacks. So... that comes back to bite him a little bit now. As there's also a dive at top. Vampire's going in. Another missed roll. The Centaur does have its War Stomp available. Also action at bottom. Faceless Void's just TP'd back in here. Can't really afford to die. Brax is going to be the target. Fear and Moose trying to help him out a little bit here. Nice two-man stun, but it's GPK arriving with a haste rune. You talked about this, Lacoste. If he gets the haste rune, he's going to go for the ganks, and he's even looking for a little bit more. Ice Path doesn't connect. Long Rays coming back off cooldown now. Close raise in just a second. Moose trying to juke. Not going to happen. There's the double kill. And GPK doesn't feel like he has quite enough left to go for Fear.
They need to help him out. He has no TP.
Do they realize that he's still in here? They know that he TP'd bot, right? So and they know he's in here. GPK, is anyone gonna help a buddy? FNG, he's got one Ice Path to try and help him out. They need to get him out of range of this Ink Swell. It does not connect. Nicely done. Dream jumps forward now with the Chrono. The turnaround, the triple raise.
Perfect.
Mega kill streak for GPK. Gambit. What a nice play down at the bottom lane.
Yeah, Void just got level 6 from that creep wave and perfectly timed Ice Path from Jakiro to stop the Ink Swell from actually stunning the Shadow Fins. And meanwhile on the top lane, Chen with the Helm of the Dominator.
He's got two range creeps now.
Yep, and he's also level 6, so Hand of God is available.
Man, this regen from the Divine Favor plus Dominator is actually going to be crazy. Like the sustain for their team is going to be ridiculous. And especially if Shadow Fiend, Shadow Fiend's going for the mech.
Yep.
So
I mean, that's the correct build. Like he is high level right now, 5-0 at the moment.
So if everything goes to Gambit's plan, what time are they aiming to win this game?
Whenever I see Shadow Fiend in the lineup like this, Presence Aura affects buildings, level 15 talent, because they're kind of limited on it.
There's the kickback, 2 raises, make it 3. He's still pretty tanky, trying to escape with that Stampede. Brax comes in, lands a nice 2-man stun. Moose doesn't really have a ton of mana. Brax can't continue to follow this up. And FNG actually still manages to finish off 9. Vampire rolling down into the river. That is a 4-man rotation mid from J.Storm. They don't keep the CK alive. Oh, man.
Hand of God, just keeping them alive there. Didn't take the tower, didn't chip any damage on it, but still, 4-man rotation, 1 kill. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane as well, Faceless Void is getting the free lane.
Yeah, and Dream can just be the insurance policy this game, right? The main plan is win the game in 20 minutes with Chen and Shadow Fiend. But plan B is just having an enormously farmed Void. J.Storm wanting to defend this tier 1 tower. They're not going to let Gambit get on a roll here. 9. Is he going to start this off? And they need a jump, but the Ice Path from FNG, and now the follow-up stuns from the Centaur. Chaos Knight can't do anything. Brax at least gets his stun off. FNG is going to end up falling, but they're surviving for a really long time, and Brax is just going to get auto-attacked down. Now the Chrono comes in. Dream with the 1 kill, make it 2. GPK unstoppable. Moose on the front lines. If he gets bashed, he might just be dead, and he is. That is a 4-for-1. Only the Captain FNG brought down.
Yep. FNG will take that trade anytime. The sick 2-man Centaur Conqueror stun on a CK and Shadow Fiend. That's a ton of burst damage at the moment coming out from him. Earth Spirit, he's not having a good time. Like, he's missing a lot of his but they're still winning team fights.
Yeah, they haven't even really needed it. But it's so hard fighting into Shadow Fiend at this stage of the game, right? Like...
Yeah, because you have this survivability coming out from Chen. You also have Chronosphere if they decide to group up around him. And once again, a sick Ice Path from Jakiro. It only takes 1 point in it to disrupt the enemy combo.
Yeah, the Inkswell has not been useful, right?
Yeah. The problem was Dead Prophet. That's a side lane Dead Prophet who's not having a good time. Only level 7, 2 points in Spirit Siphon. First Exorcism used, didn't achieve anything. So they're going to play around it. They need to achieve a kill or two during the Stampede, because they have no way to actually gank. No reliable stun, as you mentioned during
Bottom
the
tower is under attack.
draft. It's hard to execute. Like Lina level 7, not close to level 10 to get that cast range talent. So either Gambit overextends, and that's how you start a fight, or you need to close the gap with the Stampede.
Radiant's
Yeah, they just don't have any
bottom tower is under attack.
any important items coming up anytime soon, right? Brax is going for his hood before he goes for a blink, and Gambit are just rolling.
Click on one Centaur Conqueror just to check all the auras.
Yeah.
That seems scary.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was gonna talk about needing the there is a decent amount of deep push, but they don't even need the potatoes. It feels like the Soulbind's coming in, but Gambit just aren't taking any damage. J.Storm are chasing, but I don't think they can chase outside of their base. They need the tower armor. They need the high ground. Moose is just trying to hold on over at mid. Pushing that out a little bit. Ice Path Dream jumps in. 3-man Chronosphere. Chaos Knight stuck on the front lines. He eats the Requiem. They finally used the Stampede, but it's just too late. Gambit already on the high ground. This is a 12-minute tier 3. Gambit have been waiting all day to play, and they're gonna win this game, and it looks like no time flat.
Yeah, good guy Gambit. They they are gonna give us an easy day. What it seems. They took the Raxes 12 minutes in.
Well, I can see why people are banning Chen, Lacoste. I'll say that much. Like,
Vlad's Helm of the Dominator plus his own aura. Also Jakiro. Like usually FNG is kind of a guy who will max out the Ice Path because
it's good.
that's so well. Yeah, but in this kind of scenario, they're gonna go for 4 points in Liquid Fire for some extra damage, and it's great against the CK as well.
So J.Storm are just trying to get anything. They used the Exorcism mid to take that tier 1 tower. And Moose still has BOTs queued up at the moment.
That's not the play. Like you're gonna
he
lose
needs to get a Yules or
2,000
something.
gold
Lina
for
gets
nothing.
caught at mid, pushed back into the Ice Path. Alright, they missed the raise. I think they still get this kill, but just gotta wait it out a little bit. Maybe use another Boulder Smash. Vampire, alright, there you go. Line it up, knock it down.
Dire's
Nice.
middle tower is under attack.
They're not
yeah.
stopping.
Yeah, why would they? They have absolutely no reason to. They've got the Divine Favor back off cooldown as well, so even if somebody needs to TP back, get some mana or something, refill the bottle.
Jakiro with Tranquil Boots running 42
Oh my god.
per second. Oh my god, really?
Okay, what do you do with J.Storm? Still 20 seconds to go on the Exorcism. This Death Prophet's still only level 8. Moo is cutting the mid wave. I think they just have to accept that they've just been Chen. I didn't think it was possible, but there you go.
Yeah. Also, Moo just used the Crypt Swarm, so he does not have enough mana.
Oh, they're trying. They're going in. Can they get this fight? There's just not enough damage. Gambit, their health bars are not going down. There's too many heals. They used everything that they had. GG. Chronos' entire team at the very end. Gambit, thank you for this Dota game. What a pleasure to watch.
Well, this is the Gambit that we've seen mid-season last season, because this is exactly how they played. The aggression, strong laners, a bit of a different heroes that people were not using, as you mentioned, Visage, and they had the Shadow Fiend. Now they brought it back, especially with the offlane Chen.
Yeah, man, this is... Well, if there's anything that Gambit know how to do, it's play fast. But wow, that was... There's just like there's nothing to look at really on the stats screen. There's like hardly any damage really being dealt. I mean, the Chen did 5.3k building damage.
One thing that caught my eye is 060 CK.
Yeah, he was the first pick, right? I think they were willing to sacrifice his game a bit, but like they also had the last pick, right? They could have picked a different matchup for mid.
Yeah, that's the reason why you want to have the last pick, so you have an upper hand in the mid matchup most of the time, or just counter one of the heroes, and they picked the the other way around, where Shadow Fiend counters the Dead Prophet.
Yeah, it was really strange. And then bottom lane went okay. They got a couple of kills and stuff down there, and Moose and Brax, I think, tried to come and salvage the other lanes a little bit, but top lane and mid lane were just so out of control at that point that they only had like 1 or 2 fights. And especially that mid fight, right, where the CK gets the ink swell on him, he gets ice path, and then he just gets hoof stomped, dies without casting like any abilities. To me, that was just the moment where
yeah, when you look at the lineup from J.Storm, it's a lot of stuns, but on the bigger scale, it doesn't look like it has a plan, especially if you're trying to... It doesn't have a backup plan as well when you're playing from behind. These are not the heroes that you want to be playing from behind. The Dead Prophet, the CK...
No, they needed to get some kind of an edge early. And especially once they had the Vlads, the Dominator, and the Greaves, it just felt like nobody was ever going to die after that. Even if they landed all of their spells pretty much perfectly on J.Storm. Like, so long as the Hand of God or the Greaves went off, that was going to be it. That was just the end of the... That was just the end of the fight. So I don't really have too much more to say about that game. I don't know about you.
Well, the only thing I have to say is J.Storm needs to draft better and have a way better performance if they want to be trying to match up against the Gambit, because Gambit is looking scary.
Yeah. I imagine that they're going to ban Chen. I think that's probably going to happen. I was coming into this, I was like, oh yeah, everybody's banning Chen, and it's only been picked like twice. What's up with that? This is what's up with that. It really seems like there is something here with this offlane Chen. I imagine that there are ways to beat it, but a big problem, I think, is that you can't just rely on deep push, right? Because the offlane Chen is just going to grab 4 potatoes, and somebody's going to get a pipe, and then what do?
And
you
then
can't
have a 120% magic resist.
Yeah, and then you just can't kill the
You're
things.
literally not... I mean, I think we've all seen that. For those who did not, you take those 4 potato bears, and then your magic resist is around like 50 plus. So
Yeah.
especially with the pipe, but like I've seen it against Earthshaker, he goes in, uses Echo Slam, it deals no damage.
Yeah, it's even more on the isn't it more on the creeps as well? Like, doesn't the aura have a different percentage for creeps and heroes, or am I thinking of something else?
I'm not sure.
I'll
I
have
think
a
it's
quick
the
look.
name of-
Yeah, so it's 10% on heroes. It's 20% on non-heroes.
All right, Ice Frog.
How do you ever keep the creeps out of your base, Lacoste? What do you do?
All right. So
I'll leave you with that question, and maybe we'll head to a break.
yeah, I think it's time to go for a break because
Yeah.
J.Storm is already in the lobby for the last 4 minutes. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they are really ready to rock and roll. Though Gambit is they're not letting them have it. They're taking their time. Anyway, guys, so we're gonna head to a break. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back here for game number 2 in just a couple of minutes. See you then.